Hey folks, I'm here to introduce this episode. This is from my Blind Quest, Diary, and Infernal Cape playthrough. This was recorded a couple of years ago, starting around August 18th, 2020. This one represents about 34 and a half hours of raw recorded playtime. I had just finally earned the Diary Cape and was moving into my endgame season where I was focusing more on getting boss kills, getting drops that I wanted, and trying to see all of the content in the game before closing out the account with an Inferno attempt. Instead of fast forwarding boring content, I've simply clipped it out, and as usual, apologies for the mic quality and the volume of plugins on the screen. So here is the Blind Endgame playthrough, episode 40.
Hello there, and welcome to what is probably a new season, whatever you want to call it. I have the Diary Cape. Now it's endgame time. I have a couple soft goals. I would like to get 50 AC on every boss in the game that requires 50, 10 on the ones that require 10, and 2 on the ones that require 2. The main goal is going to be Inferno Cape. Now, I'm not going super hard on any of that, at least not for now. I have a lot of other sub goals, so I kind of want to go through other things I'd like to do. I am going to hit 99 attack, strength, and defense, which I'm actually not looking forward to. I don't like wasting XP, and it's make it feel rough to melee anything. Right now I don't intend to level mining. I might take it to 82 just so that I can use a dragon pickaxe to boost for rune ore, and once I get a master clue step for that. Technically I could take it until we can mine amethyst. That would be the last non-degenerate content for mining that I could unlock, but that's a lot of mining. Not something that I'm super interested in doing. Agility, I think I would enjoy the Hallowed Sepulchre more if I can get the Ring of Endurance from it, which is a pretty enormous upgrade. So it's possible somewhere in this season that I'll go do the RD rooftop course to get to 91 agility, and then just do Hallowed Sepulchre until I get a Ring of Endurance drop. That's where I can eventually see myself going with agility. I am probably going to level smithing up to 87 or 88 as we get supply drops from doing other things. It'll make it easier for me to boost to make darts. I don't really need to touch it other than making darts and bolts, but just talking about things that might happen during this season. Herb lore, I have enough XP banked to get at least to 92 herb lore, but the only number that it makes zero sense for me to go any further than 94. 94 lets me boost to make the final potion in the game, using a botanical pie instead of having to use a spicy stew. So maybe we'll see how many herbs drop from doing other things. I'm not interested in doing anything with like my Marintils and my Gloms unless if I get bajillions of swamp tar and can mix those. It would have to be from higher level herbs if I'm going to take it to 94. Fishing is done. The only reason I would touch fishing is for sacred eels, although now I think my gear is good enough that it would make sense for me to fight Zulra instead. Good money from fighting it. Range is probably going to hit 99 just through normal PMing. I have no reason to touch thieving ever again. I might do pyramid plunder. No, I don't think there's any reason for me to thieve at all. There's no new content to unlock. It's done. Cooking, I am going to get to 99 just because I have enough banked XP to do it. I want to try to get 99 before I cook these dark crabs so I can wear the cape and not burn anything, but I'm not close enough to having enough banked XP to do that yet. So I'll probably have to cook some dark crabs once I run out of the ones I have in the bank. Just going to try to strategize doing that as late as possible if we can get away with it. Prayer is a tricky one. I think it's diminishing returns given how much work I'd have to spend on leveling it up, but I think more prayer levels are going to make Inferno easier. I don't think I want to go all the way to 99 just because it's an absurd amount of bones to have to go for. But, and I'll talk about this later, I do need to farm for money. So before I'm going to consider the bonds that I purchased to split items from God Wars Dungeon. I'm going to consider those part of the endgame / Inferno Cape playthrough because I didn't really use them significantly as part of the Diary Cape playthrough. In other words, I'm going to want to pay back that debt in bonds by buying bonds from the Grand Exchange and using them before the Infernal Cape playthrough is done and before the playthrough as a whole is done. What I'm getting at is that I'm likely going to be farming a lot of Vorkath once I have a Dragon Hunter Lance, and I guess I'll bank all of the bones I get from that, and we'll see how far that takes us with prayer. I'm not going to be selling bones ever. If it's going to get us another prayer level, it's always worth it, as far as I can say. Crafting is going to have to eventually go to 93 so that I can make the last of the Zenite jewelry if I ever get a freaking Zenite drop. I have no intention of touching fire making again, although I might return to Winter Tot to get more burnt pages, depending on what the results of bossing is in the future. Sometimes standard spellbook spells are actually pretty good. Magic's almost certainly going to hit 99 just from barraging Slayer tasks. Fletching is done, but I would like to probably take it to 91 at some point just so that we can use a dragon fruit pie to get to 95 to make dragon darts. Just make life a little bit easier. I think I have zero reason to ever touch woodcutting again. Well, okay, I might take it to 87. At 87, I can use the dragon axe to boost to 90, which would let me easily do the master clue step that requires cutting a redwood log. That's the only reason I could conceivably touch woodcutting. God forbid, I hope I never have to touch runecraft again. I could level it until I unlock soul runes, but I don't care. I'm good. I'm probably not going to touch it. Slayer, I'm going to go to 95. There's no reason to go past 95. I'll probably continue to earn XP past 95 just as a consequence of using it for boss Slayer, so I can use the Slayer helmet on specific bosses. I need to use Slayer to fight specific bosses like Thermonuclear, Smoke Devil, and Cerberus. Farming, I might end up hitting 99 just because, I mean, the benefit to herb gathering is pretty good, and I'm going to need more herbs even as we go for prayer potions and super restores, so probably not going to go out of my way to get 99 farming, but if it happens, cool. Construction, we'll probably get at least one more level, get to 84, so I can max out the portal nexus at some point. Not a huge priority. I do have enough banked things. Let's see. Yeah, I could technically get to 91. I would probably only go to 90 though for the extra points in Chambers of Xeric, and so that we can boost to make the fairy ring plus spirit tree and put that on one space. Hunter I do want to touch. Hunter I'm probably going to go to at least 90, which lets you bare hand crystal implings. I might go a little bit further as far as catching lucky and dragon implings. I forget what the tiers are for that. But herbivore is actually pretty chill, so I could see myself doing a decent amount of that to train Hunter. So those are my plans overall regarding the skills listed here. Nothing that's crazy urgent. I do want to show off the spreadsheet because I haven't shown that in a while, so give me a sec to pull it up. Here she is in all her glory. Just reviewing here. All the quests are done. All the diary entries are done. This is beautiful to me. All green. 0 hours remaining. Tin Man, this is the RuneScape Tin Man project. So one thing that's kind of interesting, all of this got repaid as part of the RuneScape project, right? But I also very briefly purchased a magic longbow, a torn prayer scroll, and some ruby harvest to either flip them on the auction house or to alch them. Hilariously, one of those items was a torn prayer scroll that you can only get from Chambers of Xeric. I decided to say, hey, I never actually used these items. I just bought them and alched them. It doesn't matter. I experimented with it and decided it's not a thing I want to do in the playthrough. But it is now possible for me to repay these. I can make my own magic longbows. In fact, I just made one for the diary cape. I can catch ruby harvest easily, and I'm probably going to get at least one more torn prayer scroll as we grind Chambers of Xeric. So mild goal, but I'm going to actually pay these back because they're a small taint on the RuneScape playthrough. Equivalent exchange, just a reminder that we did get 2 extra Zamorakian spears that I sold for gold. I listed them here because there's a chance I'm going to buy at least one of them back, possibly both of them back, because you want to have a spear for the Corp Beast, which I'm going to want to get 50k C on, and I might want to have a separate Zamorakian Musta once I turn my current Musta into a Dragon Hunter Lance. Everything else I've already gone through as it's happened. We did buy the Armadillo helmet and the Zamorak hilt. I don't feel super guilty about that because those bosses, it's difficult to get people to agree to come do it with you, and the time it would take to solo I don't think is worth the time it would take out of other interesting activities. But I have them listed here just in case I ever feel like going back to Kree or Krill. You know, maybe I can get those drops naturally. I have bought 30 bonds as part of splitting items with people. Of those 30, I've sold 22 of them, and I have repaid 0. I only have like 18 days left in my membership, so I'm going to have to buy one before my membership runs out. I'm going to try to maintain membership now, and every time I do that, I'm just going to increase this number by 1. By the time the playthrough's over, these are going to have to equal each other, so I will do that long before I go to even attempt Inferno. Got a Smoldering Stone, paid it back. Got a Green Man's Ale, paid it back. I actually already paid back the Lava Battle Staff too. And I have this new tab. This is Cox Split History. As you'll recall, on like the third KC ever, I got Miss Clover, an Iron Man, got a twisted bow. Obviously, didn't split it with us because they're an Iron Man, and that's insane. But Clover has said that if we get another comparable drop at some point in the future, that we would try to do a split. So I'm just going to keep track of where that is. I included the Torn Prayer Scroll that Truck got as a drop, and basically paid them. Even though it's such a cheap item, I figured, hey, let's stay consistent with the way we're splitting things. So important to note, I technically have the Twisted Bow unlocked. Because it dropped for someone in our group, I could go on the Grand Exchange and buy it under my own Tin Man rules. However, it's 1.2 billion gold, and it's worth double my entire bank's value. So that's not going to happen anytime soon. I'd have to get like a third age piece or something. We'll see what happens with future Chambers of Xeric runs. Maybe we'll get another one, and then we can share it and split it. But that's the only way I see me getting my hands on one. Now, technically, the Twisted Bow and the Kodai insignia have the exact same drop rate, so it's frustrating. Because they have the same drop rate, I could say I could equivalent exchange the Twisted Bow for the Kodai insignia, but I feel like the Twisted Bow is such a more exciting drop and will ultimately be more important for my Inferno run that I'm just going to leave it as unlocked as a Twisted Bow indefinitely. I might turn around on that in the future. Basically, the idea is at any point with the drops we've gotten right now, I could buy a Twisted Bow or a Kodai insignia and then cross this off the list. I don't want to put myself in a situation where I have liquid items on the bank, if that makes sense. I don't want to say, hey, I could buy the Kodai insignia and then change my mind and sell the Kodai insignia back and get a Twisted Bow. Once I do equivalent exchange, I want that to be a permanent exchange. I don't want to be able to swap them whenever I feel like it. Yeah, so that's this spreadsheet. A couple more things to talk about. All right, so here's the high scores. Can make it a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. I didn't do that last time. Things to note, I need to get medium clue scrolls to top 50k players. I think the last time I checked, that's like 180 total scrolls. So that's another thing that I could work on at some point. Hopefully, I'll just get the Ranger boots by then. But if I don't, if I get to top 50k players, I unlock the ability to buy the Ranger boots, and then I would just use my banked Pegassian crystal on it. Which reminds me, I also have an Eternal crystal that I will probably work on grinding the MTA for, so I can get the Eternal boots. That would be nice. Bosses that are not at top 50k but might reach it. Cerberus isn't, but it doesn't matter because I got all the drops I care about under equivalent exchange. There's nothing I would buy from Chaos Elemental. Ziliana actually used to be top 50k, but I guess it's been so long since I've been there that I've been kicked out of the top 50. Before I go to buy the ACB or the Ceradoman hilt, I'd want to be back in the top 50k. I really would like to avoid buying these, but we are so far over the drop rate with Ziliana. I think we're at like 700 or 800 kills that if I was willing to bail on Kree and I was willing to bail on Krill, I should probably be willing to bail on Ziliana as well. The thing that's stopping me from bailing is that she's much more soloable than either Krill or Kree. Much more reasonable for me to do very slow crawl on kills for. So this is something. Basically, I'm going to want the ACB and the Ceradoman Godsword before we go to Inferno. Definitely the Ceradoman Godsword. At some point, I'm going to have to make a decision here. It might end up being buying it from the Grand Exchange, so just be prepped for that. I have everything from the Dagonoth Kings. Ferrador, we're done. Giant Mole is nothing to care about. I can definitely buy, I'm well within the range to buy the Black Tourmaline Crystal from the Grotesque Guardians. It's becoming a frustrating boss to fight, but I will wait to do that until we hit 95 Slayer. That's my thought, is that I'll continue to get gargoyle tasks on the way to 95 Slayer. I'll continue to do 25 or so kills per attempt. I would love to get it naturally. If I don't, I'll bail. I can bail on Hespori. The only reason I'm not is it's so easy for me to fight it, but I'm well within the top 50k players. Calfied Queen is done. Don't really need anything from King Black Dragon. I guess I could say that if I get the top 50k players on King Black Dragon, that would let me buy the Visage, right? Which is extremely unlikely for me to get otherwise. I don't know if I would get there faster with KBD or with Vorkath, because I know they're both very popular bosses. Kraken, once I get to top 50k players on Kraken, I can freely buy Abyssal Tentacles, and I would consider doing that because if I can get 10 Kraken Tentacles, I can upgrade my Trident, so it's likely I would try to do that. Kree's still in the top 50k, and I've already bought the helmet, so I'm not planning to go back there. Same with Krill, I already bought the Zamorak hilt, not planning to go back there. Nothing to get from Mimic. Seracnus, I'm already done with. Scotizo is nothing to buy. Vorkath, I'd probably do a shitload of Vorkath once I have the Dragonhunter Lance. That's going to be something that'll be similar to a normal account. I'm going to have to get all that gold back from the bonds to pay them back for the playthrough's over. Wintertot, I don't plan to touch. Zolcano, I could buy another Crystal Tool Seed and probably will if I decide to do Zolcano again for whatever reason. Just so I can have a Crystal Pickaxe and not disassemble my Crystal Spear. And Zul'Ra, I might keep doing Zul'Ra. I'm going to need to do it for scales, but I'd also like to get the Serp Helm at some point. There's a couple fights where it's kind of useful. So that's the situation. Things that I'm thinking about doing right now include medium clues. Try to farm some implings, that might be pretty chill. Mage Trading Arena, I should probably just get that over with at some point to get the boots upgrade. What I think I want to do though is I want to try to focus on the most significant benefits first. So the biggest thing that I can do right now that has an enormous immediate impact is to farm the Thermonuclear Smoke Devil, both to get on the high scores because I want to get all the bosses listed here, and also to get the Occult Necklace, which is an enormous magic attack style DPS buff. So that will involve finishing my Demonic Gorillas task. And then possibly, I'm trying to decide whether I want to fish for a Thermonuclear Smoke Devil or just a regular Smoke Devil task, or if I just want to get it when I get it. We fished for a Kraken task back in the day, and I definitely have the points to do some fishing. I just need to set some limit on how far I'll go before I stop spending points on skipping just to get this one item. Let me try out this cape. I'm curious to see what the teleports are like. Teleport. I got this nice little custom pop-up here. I think the desert one is pretty good because it's close to a bank. How close is it? All right, so it's not as close as like the Camelot teleport. That could be better. See if it always takes me to the same tile when it teleports me. There's some range to it, it looks like. What's the closest it can get me? I think 7 tiles is Camelot. I think it's 7 tiles. This might actually be at least as good as Camelot, because I think the minimum tiles from Camelot is 7. Let me just try all of these now that I have it. See if I actually care about the location of any of them. It goes to this part of East Arduin, which is actually maybe convenient because it's close to a couple clue steps. Cerebral is inside the Falador Castle. I guess I can use this to quickly get tons of duplicate items for my diary set. It's good to know. This also is pretty good for certain clue steps. There's one where you have to talk to the guy on the 3rd floor. I could get to him easily. Fremetic isn't so great because it's outside. I don't think this is better than anything comparable. Yeah, that might be pretty much just a useless teleport. The Flax Keeper might be nice, because I could start doing this just for money. Jackie the Fruit is good. There's a clue step that requires it. I might want to get the Agility Recolor, Graceful Recolor from here at some point, but I hate that it's sacrificing XP for a cosmetic. This is interesting. I didn't realize. Oh, this is just Shiloh Village. Okay. I thought this was Taibo Wanai, which should be a little bit more interesting. No, this isn't particularly great. Okay, Jungle Forester, I think is okay-ish. This would be a decent teleport if he was on the other side of this, but he's not. I think it's better to go to Duradel and take that shortcut. Tazar Medj might be okay. It's not much different from the Fairy Ring. Probably just end up using the Fairy Ring. This is actually pretty good. This would be great for whenever I'm doing Slayer in the Karen Catacombs. Get here without having to go through my house, I guess. Lumbridge and Draenor. Basically just a Lumbridge teleport. Not that big of a deal. Martinia, basically the same as that Fairy Ring, because it's slightly closer to Canopus. So if I have something that's in Canopus, this might be a little bit better. Varrock is just straight to the Varrock Square. A couple of these are redundant with standard spellbook teleports, which is actually kind of nice. It means that I don't need to have I don't always have to be on the standard spellbook if I'm carrying this diary cape around with me. Wilderness, my understanding is this one, now that there's infinite teleports, this is actually pretty good for Abyss rune crafting. I don't think I will ever do, but that's kind of neat at least. The Elder Gnome Child is basically redundant with the Spirit Tree. I feel like I would just use the Spirit Tree most of the time. And then Twiggy Corn, I guess, is a free Draenor Village teleport, but nothing about it's crazy exciting. So those are my teleports. Probably the most exciting one is Desert, because that's a bank. that I can now always teleport within 7 tiles and don't have to use runes for, which is pretty neat. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to gear up. I'm going to go finish the Demonic Gorillas task, and then I'm going to try to fish a bit for a Smoke Devils task.
Might have to do some alking here first, yeah. I have to do some bank cleanup regardless. I've been holding on to more of these items because the POH costume room thing passed a poll, but I think I have to wait several weeks before I'm going to get to actually take advantage of it, unfortunately.
Task complete. I'm at 700 Demonic Gorilla kills and still just the one Zenite with way too many Ballista pieces. I'm going to see if I can fish for a Smoke Devils task here. Let's see also, I'm not sure if you're able to boost, question mark. By boost, I mean extend that task.
So you cannot extend Smoke Devil tasks, so I just have to fish for it. I will not spend more than 600 points fishing for it here. Your new task is to kill Cerberus. May as well just do a quick 3, right? Get the boss XP. Task complete. Tazar is so good.
And now I need Jad for my endgame goal.
I'm just going to skip it by going in and walking right out. You no longer have a Slayer task. Fantastic. I think that means that we're technically on... I don't know if that counts as completing the task. Well, it's out of an abundance of caution. I guess if it's a multiple of 10, it's not a huge deal. Sukas. Oh, it didn't affect my streak. Okay, that's cool. Again, I'm not going to get my reward points below 1,300. Seems reasonable. Calphite, Black Dragons, Adamant Dragons. Oh, it's only 4. I'm going to just Konar check and see how weighted Smoke Devils are. They're not as weighted as Duradel. Or maybe I'll get super lucky and get a Smoke Devil task from Konar, but I'm not counting on it. Hoping to get something super short. Calphite. Nope. Smoke Devils in this Smoke Devil dungeon. Beautiful. Didn't even have to go too crazy for it. Okay. So I think my plan is to do entire tasks at the boss until I get the occult necklace, and then I can start doing barraging. But I'll have to get a cannon as well, so something I want to work on eventually. I need to review what I should be bringing to this boss. I might want to try the redemption method since I'm going to be bringing multiple kills this time. Redemption prayer can be used. The thermonuclear smoke devil is a way of restoring hit points. When the player's hit points are reduced below 10% of their maximum hit points, the redemption prayer will use the player's remaining prayer points to heal the player. When the redemption effect is triggered, the player quickly restore their prayer points, drinking into a prayer potion or super restore, and reactivate redemption. I think I'd rather just bring food. That seems too frustrating and complicated to me. I have to practice this a few times before I figure out how I actually intend to do it going forward. That'd be a good reason to try to get Carol's top and bottom. I'm not going to bother with Bracelets of Slaughter for now, but I might want to in the future. No adventures in the cave. Oh, I forgot combat potions. That's 19k coins. I'm going to try to get to 50k C before I have to prep for stream here. Hard clue scroll. I got 18 kills on my first trip. That's not too bad. Just doing the trick of standing under him to avoid getting hit. Go do this hard clue scroll and I'll head right back.
Hard casket. Nothing. Kidding me. I think I'm having a Comcast outage right as I engaged on an enemy that's definitely going to kill me. Well, that's annoying. I'll see you when that comes back and pay for my gravestone. Probably have to go to Death's office and pay out the butt for this.
Hey, I'm back. My outage might be over. About to find out what happened. It's almost worse if I killed the boss and it dropped something while I was disconnected. I think I would have happened though because I still had the Dragon Dagger equipped. Holy shit, I didn't die. Came pretty close though. You go see what it shows my KC as. Hold on. Oh, okay, no, it didn't drop. So I did kill it apparently while I was disconnected. But it did not drop an occult necklace or a smoke battle staff. Don't know what it did drop, but at least it wasn't something important. Good morning, I get to actually finish those thermonuclear smoke devil kills now that it's the next day. Still more than a little bummed about that disconnect yesterday. I don't think anything exciting dropped, so it's not a big deal, but still. Holy shit. You have a funny feeling like you're being followed. Kill count 46. I'm like, why did the screen pop? Don't see anything interesting that dropped. That's pretty cool. I have the Pet Thermi. I think that's a 1 in 3,000 drop, and I got it on KC 46. All right, well, let me go. I should definitely go ensure that before I fuck around with this boss any further, in case Comcast disconnects on me again. That's pretty neat. Might do some Chambers of Xeric this morning. All right, cool. Got Skodos, Smoke Devil, Smolcano, and Rocky as far as pets go now. All right, looks like we are going to do Chambers of Xeric, so I will come back to Thermi. I'd like to get up to at least a 50 KC, but I'm probably going to do the entire task there to try to get him a Cold Necklace. They're scouting a bit, so I'll try to get a few more kills in. Holy shit, I'm glad I came back. No kidding. Let me just pick it up. Hey, that's why we're here. Fantastic. What a day. Very next kill after the pet. The only other thing I need from this boss now is the Smoke Battle Staff, which I might keep going for. It's a pretty easy boss to get KC on. That's super exciting, though. That is a huge magic damage upgrade. It's going to be good for the Cox run. I was thinking about just heading over there when they said they were going to start scouting, so I'm glad I came back rather than heading over there. But there's 50 KC, so I'll be on the leaderboards now. I'm going to try to quickly do this Elite Clue, because they can drop from Chambers of Xeric, and I wouldn't want to not get it because of that. Alright, Elite Casket, and then I'm going to head into Cox. Ooh. Shazian Scarf? Interesting. Never seen that before. Forgot I have an Occult Ornament Kit. I'm going to go ahead and use that. Use Ornament Kit. Cool. Nice. Oh, it looks like the Smoke Devil. I love it. That's cool. Completed the run. I died at Muted Dials because I had the wrong safe spot marked, which is a bummer. Got meleeed one shot. Hey, kill 17, 0 death that time. It's pretty good. Alright, I'm going to head back to Thermonuclear Smoke Devil. Hard Casket, another piece of the Enchanted set, which I'll be able to deposit whenever this POH costume room update goes on. Got another Master Scroll book. Probably just sell that. I don't think having more than one is useful. I gotta do some alching, running out of bank space. I've been saving more and more items, hoping for this POH costume room update, but I think it's at least a week out from today. So I might go do something AFK here. I've got a lot of things on the list now that I'm not as restricted in what I want to be doing. I also need to finish this Slayer task. I got the Occult Necklace, is what I came here for, and at this point I kind of just want to see if I can get the Smoke Staff. So after this run, I think I'm going to go do cooking. I'm going to try to cook everything that's not a Dark Crab, see how close I can get to 98. And then if I'm still playing after that, I'll find out what we're doing after that. Alright, I got like 101 kills. I think I'm going to go do some cooking. Definitely come back and finish that task later. We got 62 to go. Wow. Finding, after getting out of the Diary Cape, because even after Diary Cape, I was still like, I need to do Slayer, right? That's what you do. I forgot how chill this game can be when you choose to do something that's insanely AFK, like cooking. Like, time has just flown by while I've been cooking my bank. I might continue doing this tomorrow morning rather than trying to save up other items. My burn rate on Dark Crabs is so low with the Kurend bonus, and Assidious Kitchen and all that, that I should be able to get to 99 cooking and then cook the rest of them with the cape. So I will possibly end up doing that. Should probably make all these jugs of wine too. Hey, good morning. I'm going to do a little bit more cooking. Might do some Chambers of Xeric later this morning. I think that before I continue with Slayer, I'm going to go for Mage Training Arena to get the Eternal Boots. I think I should do that. Then I should probably work on medium clues for the Pegassian boots, and then Elite Void after that. I won't do that. I won't go hard on any of those things. I might stop at any time to go back to cooking or fishing or something else. About to get a gigantic XP drop. Wines. I need to fill some more jugs. Do that really quick. I think I'll start selling grapes after this. I don't need to make wines anymore once I get to 99. This is just to burn fewer Dark Crabs. Hey, cooking 98. Alright, another XP drop coming in, not as big as the last one. This gets me rid of all of my water jugs and grapes from my bank. 129k.
Pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna get back to doing dark crabs now. I am gonna go do Mage Training Arena soon, but I think we're doing Chambers of Xeric within an hour or so, so I don't want to get committed to MTA and then have to bail. I did an endgame tracker, like I've done for the Quest Cape and the Diary Cape, for the max skill levels that I'm interested in going in. I talked a little bit about, like getting agility to 91 for the Hallowed Sepulchre. I might show that later, but it currently projects something like 393 hours to reach those soft skill targets. I probably am not going to want to get all of them, but I just wanted to know on the upper end, if I decide to focus on skilling, how long it's going to take me, and that's about what I got. $18 KC, no drop. $19 KC, no drop. Emerald Adamantite. Raids are done for today. I need to do Mage Training Arena, but I really don't want to. What I am going to do is go research what's all going to go in going into Mage Training Arena while I cook dark crabs. Yo, I'm back, and I'm going to go try Mage Training Arena. I think that the main things that have changed since I tried it last time is I have the Region Bracelet and Hit Points Cape, should make it slightly less terrible, likely still terrible. I think I also need Bones to Peaches runes, Nature and Earth, and Water, maybe? Entrance Guardian, give me my hat back. I have 0 points. Looks like I stopped at exactly the number of points I need. Affinity Boots. Get the 120 graveyard points? Yeah, 120. 120 everything, 1200 enchantment. I'll try to read about the optimal strategy while I just spam click. Oh, that's right. It's that some of these provide more bones than others. Okay, I think that's the trick. So I want to look at my number of spaces free versus the point value, and once they're roughly equal, that's when I want to cast it. Oh, the color on this thing turns green when it's time to transform it. Okay, that's even easier then. Alright, well, I'm going to fast forward the rest of this because this is terrible. I'll see you. 120 graveyard points. Let me get the fuck out of here. I'm going to do enchantment next. Just hit 97 magic. I was on autopilot, didn't notice it. Finished the enchantment room on fast forward. Gonna try to finish up the alchemy room here soon, and then we do the worst of all, the telekinesis room. Finally done with the alchemy room. Oof. Now we just have the worst one. Oh my god. You have received 2 points. I'm trying to remember, like, why is this so bad? It's like 10 per run, right? No. You get a bonus of 8 every time you do 5. I gotta go make something to eat. I can't just do this and nothing else. Well, pretty sure I'm about to disconnect. Is this a Comcast outage? I think I just lost my streak and I was like 1 away too. Alright, I'll be back once this ends. Hey, looks like I'm back from my outage. Very unlikely I'm gonna be able to finish the telekinetic stuff before I have to start stream though. Would have gotten it without the outage. It's so frustrating because I was just 1 short of getting the 5 in a row bonus. Oh, it says 4 at the bottom. Maybe I still can get it. Let's see what happens. Okay, my last one until the Kodai insignia drops. So at this point, if either the Kodai insignia or the Elder Maul drops for anyone in my party when we do Chambers of Xeric, that unlocks both of the items I care about from that rarity tier, the Twisted Bow and the Kodai insignia. So if we get any drop from that rarity tier, I have to come right back to Mage Training Arena in order to get the Master Wand, and I am not looking forward to that. This would be way worse if I need to go for it, but that should be enough points to get my Infinity Boots. Let me go pick them up now. I think it's somewhere upstairs that you cache stuff in. Rewards Guardian. Boots. Infinity Boots. Sweet. Now let's go use that Eternal Crystal on them. We'll zoom in since there's apparently a custom animation for it. Cannot be reversed. Let's proceed with the infusion. Successfully infuse the Infinity Boots and Eternal Crystal to create Eternal Boots. +8 magic attack, +5 all defenses, and +8 magic defense. This is now my best in slot pair of boots for Kraken and some other content. That's pretty cool. I can get rid of these Mystic Boots. Man, I'm just going to replace the Bandos D'Hide with the Pegassians. So I can mark that off my list. I'm currently working on making a priority list of the things that I want to do. I already made my tracker of the skills that I'm considering taking higher. But then separate from that, I've got tasks, namely item drops that I need from certain bosses, as well as a 50k C on different bosses. So I'm going to try to start with the easiest stuff first. What I'm actually doing is I'm assigning each item a value. Values are based on the hassle to get the item, like how difficult it is for me to do, where something like Chambers of Xeric is very high hassle because I have to get other people to go with me. Something like Medium Clues is very low hassle because I can just sit in Puro and catch eclectic implings all day. Time to complete, just estimate relative to one another. The quality of the upgrade, how big of a deal it is, and then I combine those numbers together to get a priority where, a priority that's high means that it is a good combination of hassle, time, and upgrade value, and a bad priority is one that's not a great upgrade, would take forever to get, and would be a huge hassle. So something like 10 Chambers of Xeric challenge mode runs is not something that I want to do anytime soon, but trying to get the Ranger boots is something that's a little bit higher on the list, along with Elite Void. I'll probably share that spreadsheet later. For now, though, I think I'm going to quickly pop into Puro just to see how realistic it is to get medium clues and if I should be doing that somewhere else. I've got about 10-20 minutes until I got to bounce to prep stream, so that should be enough time, I hope, to catch at least one medium clue scroll. That was medium clue already. Medium casket. Nothing. I didn't realize you could get a spawn point on Eclectic Implings and just spam it here. That makes this much easier. I'm just gonna do this all day. This is great. I can see why this means you can get medium clues pretty fast, because earlier I was like, really? Is Eclectic Impling that fast compared to just fighting guards? But if you can do this, I don't see why I wouldn't be this fast. Nice. I got a medium clue step that greatly benefits from the achievement game. All right, casket. I'm going to be getting a lot of caskets this episode. So I think I will just fast forward through this whole process going forward, unless if something really interesting drops from them. Usually medium clues have garbage. As did this one. Got one where I literally have to go to the Flax Keeper. So much value out of this cape. Glad I waited to do medium clue scroll farming until now. Yeah, this Fermentic teleport's actually closer to. I think it just happens to be really good for medium clue scrolls specifically. I also think in very reasonably arguing, oh, all of these teleports are redundant with regular teleports available in the player-owned house. You forget that you have to teleport to the POH, wait for the loading screen, walk to the jewelry box. You don't have to do that with the diary cape. I've seen this drop before. Crier hat, gold headband. Oh yeah, the town crier. That's kind of cool. Yeah, Archaeus banner. That's kind of neat. I think that might be the first boater I've gotten. Let me see if it shows in Loot Tracker. Yeah, because I previously equivalent exchanged some, so that's nice to have one for real now. I take a break from this once I get to 100 clue scrolls. I'm at 96 right now. I think I'm almost certainly going to cash in on the, once I get to top 50k on the high scores, I'll just buy the Ranger boots and the Holy Sandals. I don't think I'm going to get them. And this is about as not miserable as medium clues could possibly be, and it still sucks pretty bad. So I'm actually past 100 clue scrolls now. Got casket 101 in my inventory and clue scroll 102 that I'm working on right now. Far as plans going forward, I looked it up and it's 138 total clue completions in order to be in the top 50k. I think I'll just take that to 150 completions so that we're comfy in that range. I will probably not immediately spend my money on Ranger boots because it would deplete my entire cash stack and I need to spend some of that on buying back bonds. But I am definitely going to stop at 150. I don't see any reason to keep going at that point. Say, hey, we earned the Ranger boots and the Holy Sandals and buy them at some point. Probably not going to be able to make it all the way to 150. I don't have a ton of time left today, and tomorrow I have to do some stream work, so I'll likely spend a lot of that cooking since that's extremely AFK. Oh, I think we got another Town Crier piece. That's neat. Cool looking. Armadillo Crozier. I think I've gotten multiple Guthix Croziers. My second One from a different god. Hold on. Go see if I can deposit that. If I can't, I will try to hold on to it until the POH costume room update, which I'm really hoping is next week. I think it's supposed to be. Must have all 6 parts of the set. Shit. Alright, I can probably fit in one more trip. That was my 109th medium clue scroll. By trip, I mean trip to Puro Puro. What the fuck is this? What the hell? What did I just walk into? All right, we're up to 110 medium clues completed. I'm going to do 40 more before I give in and say I'm going to eventually buy the Ranger boots. Hey there, it is not morning, it's the evening. I'm going to do some more. This is actually really great content for me to do while Andrew is watching TV because it is unlikely I'm going to have to come off mute to report anything. The drop rate is so miserably low. Hey, I got a master clue scroll. That's pretty cool. I am going to go ahead and do that. Let me see if I get any other medium clues here.
Does that mean you could get the Ranger boots?
I love you, Andrea. Ranger boots come from medium clues, but medium clues also have a 1 in 40 chance to drop a master clue. Master clues have other cool things, they don't drop the Ranger boots.
So, okay, so it's a medium clue to a master clue to a Ranger boot.
No, medium clues drop the Ranger boots directly. I just got a master clue. When you finish a medium clue, it... But thank you for taking an interest in my life. I appreciate that.
Alright, so you got a master clue, which could be some cool shit.
It could be some cool shit, but it won't be the Ranger boots. That's right. That's okay. Thank you for... Yes, you're doing great. I appreciate it.
I try.
Let's go do this master clue. So I just realized that I have 2 Dragon Two-Handed Swords, 2 Bandos Boots copies, and 2 Obsidian Cape copies, care of the drop I got when I was barraging Tazar. So I'm gonna go build this stash, and the ones that I have in my bank I'll just use for other purposes, specifically Guardian Boots if I ever get them to drop from the Grotesque Guardians. So that's kind of cool. That's why I'm going to Keldegrim really quick to go get some gold leaf. All right, Master Casket. Let's see if we got something exciting. Well, it wasn't a mimic, and it wasn't exciting. Still worth some money, though. Back to medium clues, and I can stop making my poor wife pause her musical.
Hey there, good morning. We've got a master clue scroll to do, and then a medium clue scroll, and then I gotta do some AFK work today. I might put it off a little bit and do a little bit more eclectic impling hunting. I'd really like to finish off these medium clues so I don't have to worry about it anymore. But I only get to do like 4 or so per hour, so it's pretty slow. Master Casket. Well, it was not a mimic, and its contents weren't very exciting. Oh well. Alrighty, back to medium clues. I have never used this spirit tree before. There's a spirit tree to Feldip Hills that goes exactly where I need it to go. I've just been using a Mythical Cape teleport. Today I learned. I guess this is the one case where it's better than the Myth Cape teleport. Doing this medium clue step in Corsair Cove. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did I just completely get a drop and not realize what had happened? Oh my god, I need to find that, holy shit. 132, whoa. I just clicked right through it thinking that there was nothing significant in the drop. Let me find the screenshot really quick, hold on. Yeah, wow. I opened that and saw green, I guess, and was just like, whatever. I guess that's just, more adamant stuff. Wow. Awesome. Well, I'm very happy about that. That's the shit. What a day. Your treasure is worth around 37,075,820 coins. It makes me extremely happy that I didn't have to buy that because that would deplete my cash stack. Oh man, I was not expecting to get this drop. I was expecting to keep grinding until we got to 150 clue scrolls and then just deal with it and buy it. It shows in my loot tracker now too. Yep, there it is. Ranger boots. Fuck it, let's put the Pegassian crystal on there. I didn't even, like, I just deposited my inventory to go start the next clue scroll. So it wasn't until I looked in my bank, I was like, wait, what? What the fuck? Are those Ranger boots? No shit. Awesome. This cannot be reversed. Proceed with the infusion. Successfully infuse the Ranger boots with Pegassian crystal to create Pegassian boots. Range plus 12, plus 5 all defenses. Fantastic. Cool. So I now have all 3 Cerberus boots. Looking good.
I'm still probably going to take my medium clue scrolls up to 150 so I can buy the holy sandals. There's the Eternal boots, the Gassian boots, Primordial boots. That's so rad that those are done. Plus 5 range over the Bandos boots. I guess it's -1 prayer, but who cares, you know? I might change the way my bank is oriented at some point to go top to bottom instead of left to right. It'd be easier to fit stuff in here, but whatever. This is fine for now. 132 medium treasure trails. I can't believe I didn't see it. I think I was just so on autopilot, like this is never going to drop. Just finish this grind up and get my 50 or so. All right, well, my inspiration to finish getting to 150 mediums is decreased significantly. I'm going to come back to that later. I'm actually really glad that I ended up doing clues this morning instead of getting my work done. It's bad, giving me bad feedback, telling me it was okay for me to do that. Let me alch all of these clue and eclectic impling rewards really quick, and then I'm probably going to go cook dark crab so I can edit my next episode and get some stream work done. Good morning. I'm going to go ahead and finish 99 cooking, or try to drop and recover my untrimmed hit points cape. It's not super important that I do that, but once I finish 99 cooking, I think I'm going to take a break from it, and I'm going to see if I can finish up 150 medium clue scrolls so I can safely buy the holy sandals. And then I only have 14 days left in my membership, so I will also go ahead and buy a bond, a first bond, to start paying back what I've spent on splitting Godwars Dungeon drops. I don't think I realized this. I shouldn't have sold that second Arceus banner that dropped. I didn't actually sell it, I just threw it out. Just about every unique is the same drop rate for medium caskets, including Ranger boots and holy sandals. So I could just trade any of my existing items under equivalent exchange for the holy sandals and say I'm done. I might try to go for 150 completions just because it was a goal I set for myself, and maybe I'll get the drop and not have to trade for them. It would definitely be a ridiculous cash exchange, right? Holy sandals are about 1 million gold. Anything I would trade in for them is worth considerably less, but so I got a second Ceradomin Miter I could trade in. That's probably what I'd end up doing. Well, I just got a Tears of Guthix pop up, so it might be time for me to go level up Hunter a little bit so that mining is my lowest skill, so that Guthix goes to mining. I can't keep having it go on Hunter because the XP rate on Hunter is so easy. Yeah, and I wouldn't have to do that much Herbivore. So maybe I'll do that before I go do medium clue scrolls, just hunt Herbivore for a few tens of thousands of XP. Alright, here we go. One more crab. Sure, I've got my hit points cape and everything I need to telegrab it. Cook clay oven. Cooking level 99. You're now a master of cooking. Why not visit the head chef of the cooking guild? Telegrabbed my cape. I guess I'll go grab the cape really quick. Why not? I need to start tossing skill cape hoods. I guess I can replace my chef's hat with it. Like a skill cape of cooking. Yes, please. 99,000 gold coins. You'll never burn any food. Sure. Now you can use the title Master Chef. Neat. Pretty cool looking cape. That color purple. And it's trimmed, which is kind of neat. And I'll definitely not burn any of these remaining 2,400 crabs whenever I get around to them. I'm going to save them for when I need to do something AFK. Let's see, I had a list of things I wanted to do. Let's go do Herbivore. Not for very long, but just to get Hunter higher than mining. Alright, out of energy potions, and my Hunter is higher than my mining, so we'll go do Tears of Guthix here in a second. 206 tears, doing pretty good. Mining, and it was not enough mining XP to put me above Hunter, so I can put that off for another week. Hooray. Alright, let me go see if I can finish up these 150 medium clues. I think I'd still got a ways to go. I need 18 more clues, which is going to take me hours. So I'm going to do like 4 an hour. Some kind of new unique on this medium clue here. Gold elegant skirt. Okay. My more expensive medium clue scrolls there. 190k for Morton teleports.
2 uniques on this one. Gold Elegant Skirt number 2, which I can go ahead and trade for the Holy Sandals, and Adamant Plate Body. But that's 138 medium clues. I'm going to try to get to 150. 138 puts me in the top 50k on the leaderboard officially, but like I said, 150 is a nice round number and very cleanly puts us into the top 50k. That I will both satisfy the top 50k requirement and the equivalent exchange requirement. I just saw my first lucky impling in 2,676 hours. I can't catch it. I need to be level 89 hunter. But it's wild that I've made it this long, and this is the first time I've ever seen one. I've seen like probably around 10 dragon implings. This is my first time seeing a lucky impling. It's crazy. Got a hard clue from a magpie impling, so I'm doing that as well. Alright, got another stole, ancient stole. Neat. There's medium clue scroll number 150. I'm going to look through my remaining eclectic impling jars just to see if I got any more scrolls. Did not get the Holy Sandals, but I am happy to buy them at this point. Included in my equivalent exchange list. Got tons of items I could pick as the candidate for the equivalent exchange. Probably the Crier hat. These Crier items. You make sure that they're the right drop chance. Crier. Yeah, 1 in 1133 is the same as Holy Sandals and Ranger Boots for that matter, but I can actually afford these. So yeah, any other medium clues that get done are just going to be the ones that drop naturally from this point forward. I don't think I'm going back to Puro for a very long time, God willing. That ended up being a shitload of hours of work. And I guess it was pretty good payoff because I got the Ranger Boots, but... Alright, so let's go sell this Crier hat because I already have one in my costume room. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the sheet. Oh, I guess let me also get the high scores pulled up officially so I can show you guys. I haven't shown off the tracker spreadsheet in a while either, so I'll take this opportunity to do that. I feel like something changed on Google's end. This thing is not failing to get data as often as it used to. Alright, here's the high scores. Important thing, medium clue scrolls, 46,283. I actually am not in the top 50k for easy clues, so I can't just freely buy whatever I want from there. And we're close to it, but not quite there for beginner clue scrolls. So maybe at some point before the playthrough's over, I'll try to do those a little bit more. But this is the big one, getting to top 50,000, top 46,000 for medium clues, just in case that changes sometime. Whenever you're watching this video 5 years from now, and I'm no longer top 150 if you look me up on the high scores. Alright, diary tracker is done, obviously. Everything's green because we finished that. This is the new endgame tracker. I guess I can remove cooking now that we hit that goal. This is me just putting in, like I discussed at the very beginning of the playthrough, the max levels I would go for any of the other skills and kind of doing the same calculation. So the important thing to note is that it would take me a total of 386 hours if I actually wanted to spend the time on these skills, and I don't know that I'm going to particularly prioritize that, so I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. Endgame tasks, this is another document I made. These are items that I want to get my hands on, tasks that I want to do before I go to the Inferno. So I've got like getting 50kc on the bosses I haven't completed yet, getting Elite Void, Brimstone Ring, Infinity Boots, all these different items, and I've associated each of them with a hassle, a time, and an upgrade level. So hassle, a lower number means it's less of a hassle, a higher number means it's a bigger hassle. Anything that involves multiplayer content is a big hassle by my definition. Time, if it's taking hours upon hours, it's a 5. Upgrade, a higher number means it's a bigger upgrade, and then optional means I don't really need this. So like, I'd be okay with ending the playthrough without getting my Jad KC, my Corrupted Gauntlet KC, my Cox Challenge Mode or Zuck KC up to 2. I don't really need a Smoke Battle Staff, for example. Don't really need a Mud Battle Staff. Those are all just nice to haves. And then I have a priority thing that uses these numbers to calculate it. So if I sort this by priority, it helps me to kind of decide what's the easiest thing that provides the most benefit right now if I were to work on it. Yeah, so for example, based on my own numbers, I really should go for Elite Void next. This is the reason I did Ranger Boots, is because it was second on the list and I didn't want to do Pest Control. But I should also do Guthans, because that's not that much work and it's a pretty good upgrade for the content at which I would use it. Hydra is going to be... I'm going to get 50kc effortlessly on that as I work on other things, but I actually need to get to 95 Slayer, which I didn't include in the hustle calculator. And there's a couple other bosses that I could get to pretty easily. So you're probably going to see me, I'll go ahead and mark Holy Sandals done now, because that's what I'm about to do here. I'm probably going to try to work on this top to bottom. It seems like there's quite a few Hydra upgrades, especially the Dragon Hunter Lance is like probably the mathematically most significant upgrade that I don't need other people to get, that I can just do solo by leveling up Slayer to 95. So I'm probably actually going to go back to Slayer pretty soon, but I might end up breaking it up with some of these other things like Pest Control for Elite Void. I think what I should probably do with Pest Control is just devote... I mean, I've discussed doing this earlier in the last 2,700 hours of play, and I almost never stick to it. But I should probably break up Elite Void and do a certain number of Pest Control points every day rather than trying to just knock it all out at once. That's probably more reasonable. I was thinking about doing something similar with the Mage Training Arena to get the Master Wand for whenever our Kodai insignia drops. It would be terrible to do that all at once, but if I maybe broke it up and do it every day or something. So that's on my mind. I might split up into that later. Our equivalent exchange document, let's go ahead and add this in here. This is, we're doing the Town Crier hats, trading it for Holy Sandals. It's happening right now. Don't think I have anything else to add to this list. Okay, and that was everything I wanted to show off here. So sell Crier hats. All right, and then buy Holy Sandals. There they are. That's fine. Got them. All right, and I think I also have to equivalent exchange the tooth. I don't remember if I marked that. Drake's Claw, that's what it was. Because I got 3 of these, right? Yeah, I didn't write down the Drake's Claw, so I'm also adding that to the document here. Drake's Claw, Drake's Tooth. There are like 3 of them in one task or something ridiculous. Tooth purchased. Drake's Tooth. Yes. Combine. Be sure you must alchemically combine the Holy Sandals and the Drake's Tooth to create Devout Boots. Proceed. It's the same animation, interesting, as making the other boots. Devout Boots. Neat. Those are prayer +5. I can do pretty high max prayer bonus if I ever wanted to go for that specifically. So the last boots upgrade I need now is Guardian Boots, but we'll have to get more Gargoyles tasks for that. Alright, and then the last thing I'm doing with my cash deck here, I'm going to start by buying just 1 bond. Old school bond. Oh, Jesus. Well... I have made a mistake. The ones I bought before I was paying like 3.5 million for, and now they're up by like 1.2 million. Yikes. Let me see if I can look up the price history. This is what I paid for, I guess. I bought them at like... I sold them at like 3.5 million. No, not even. 3.4 million. Ooh, this is gonna be nasty. The rate at which I can make money hasn't really gotten much better. Okay, well, all that shit's done. I'm gonna work on Slayer, so we're gonna go ahead and finish up the Thermonuclear Smoke Devil task. I hope I get that Smoke Battle Staff, because my understanding is that the actual Smoke Devils are very good XP, and I might start... After this task, whenever I get Smoke Devils in the future, I might treat it like any other boss and like spend most of the task at the regular enemy and then only do like 25 kills on the boss until we get the Smoke Staff to drop. Hey, finished buying 1 old school bond. Oh, you get more days for redeeming multiple at once? Well, shit. I feel like I should buy 2 more then. Really just burn through my poor cash stack here. Purchased 3 bonds, 45 days. Confirm. You've gained 45 days of membership. Cool. So I've added 3 bonds repaid to my sheet. That means that I still owe 19 more. We'll probably do closer to the end of the playthrough, as the price of bonds continues to skyrocket. Alright, Thermi, let's go. Get to use the Achievement Diary cape to teleport to Survivin'. That's pretty nice. Hard Clue Casket, nothing. Task complete. Completely forgot that was a Konar task. Going forward, I'm only going to do 25 kills at Thermi per Smoke Devil task. The rest of the kills I'll do at regular Smoke Devils, and I think the next time I get a Smoke Devil task, that's when it's going to trigger for me to go to the Blast Furnace and make steel bars, and then probably do a
lot of AFK cannonballs. I might do the same thing as I did before, where I don't even bother recording the cannonballs. I just report what's in my bank when I sign off, do it on mobile, and then come back and adjust the live split timer based on how long it should have taken. Some chunk of the difference between Hans reported 70 hours of missing time versus what's on the live split timer, a lot of that is bank standing, but some of it is probably inefficiently making cannonballs on my phone. Drakes, nope. Yeah, I'll do Dark Beasts. Nice and AFK. Dark Beasts are also good because I think it's one of the highest chances of getting the imbued heart to drop from their superiors. I think the Smoke Devils might be a little bit higher, but definitely more AFK than Smoke Devils. All right, I'm stepping away. I'll be back. We'll do that Slayer task. And coming up soon is going to be some Blast Furnace. I got 3,000 iron turn into steel bars.
And that is the end of the episode. There is a lot of progress for me to pack into some of these. The Occult Necklace, the Eternal Boots, and the Begassian Boots. Not always am I going to be able to put in that much content into a single episode. Future episodes could contain as few as a couple dozen hours of content, or they could be as much as 100 hours of content, depending on how long it takes for me to grind for it. But in any case, I should be able to get episode 41 edited and published next week. Have a good week, everybody. Bye.